Trump admin appoints man who suggested dropping nuclear bombs on Afghanistan to senior role in arms control. Recordings show senior official promoted far-right conspiracy theories.
Here's a summary of the article.
A Trump advisor who suggested dropping nuclear bombs on Afghanistan after the 9/11 attacks has been given a senior role on arms control issues in the State Department. Frank Wuko, a former conservative radio host and naval intelligence officer, has also promoted far-right conspiracy theories, such as debunked claims that Barack Obama was not born in the United States. In a clip from a 2016 radio appearance unearthed by Media Matters, a monitoring organization for conservative media, Mr. Wuko was asked why the U.S. had not turned Iran and Syria into glass already. Mr. Trump has repeatedly claimed he could win a war in Afghanistan in a week without using nuclear weapons but said he would not do it because he is not looking to kill 10 million people. A recent tweet by the State Department referred to Mr. Wuko as a senior advisor in the Bureau of Arms Control, Verification and Compliance. At the time, Mr. Wuko was working as a senior advisor at the Department of Homeland Security, leading a team tasked with enforcing Mr. Trump's travel ban, according to CNN. A spokesperson for the department said his past comments had no bearing on his ability to perform his job for the American people. It is unclear when exactly Mr. Wuko transitioned to the State Department from DHS. The State Department has not yet responded to a request for comment on Mr. Wuko's new role.
This post received a score of 8,939, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I'm reminded of a video from several years ago, in which a U.S. soldier showed photos of the World Trade Center attacks to a group of Afghani villagers and asked them if they knew what it was. None of them did. One of them guessed that the photo of New York might be Kabul. Another thought the skyscrapers were tall stones. They didn't even own televisions, no point in owning a TV, with no electricity nor signal. They had no idea at all why U.S. soldiers were in their country. My cousin told me he was often greeted in Russian when he went into villages. They didn't know they had been invaded by the U.S. They saw soldiers and assumed the Russians were back. There was an entire documentary that was made by a guy filming everything from the perspective of the locals and the terrorists. They pretty much all assumed it was Russia coming back to invade a second time. There was never some huge anti-America sentiment in the Middle East back then. When we invaded they thought American soldiers were Russians.
Afghanistan is pretty far from the Middle East, Central Asia more like. Though it USA vague outdated term that has been stretched more and more to near meaninglessness.
Wait, where does the Middle East begin and Asia end?
Iran. Its western half can be considered in the Middle East, with Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Jordania, the whole Gulf region, on that side, while its eastern half is in Central Asia with Afghanistan, Pakistan, and all the other stan, on the right side. Generally speaking, easy way to remember is that the stan are Central Asia, not Middle East. And then you're in India, China, so it's obviously Asia. See it on a map like this link and it becomes super clear.
I see, thanks man.
Greater than, I think if we were going to have done that, my preference would have been to have dropped a couple of low-yield tactical nuclear weapons over Afghanistan the day after 9/11 to send a definite message to the world that they had screwed up in a big way. No matter what your politics are, this is just low-quality thinking. Do they not know what the consequences of this action would have been? Why would anyone want this guy in a senior role in arms control?
If you're a tyrant, you need loyal underlings. You put people in these positions for your own protection, not for the benefit of the people you rule.
Disloyalty is easier to detect in the stupid ones.
I know lots of Republicans who suggested doing that. Some didn't even suggest but straight up said we should. It's like they have no understanding for human life or consequences for such actions, yet they're all pro-life, anti-abortion.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.